Right. What I want to talk about today is the importance of the lower card and what I would do if I had control of the WWE writers' room. Um, my feeling at the moment is that as much as I'm enjoying parts of Raw, about 70% of the card is almost irrelevant to what's happening because the mid card and the lower card have no build up at all to them. And being a more old school fan, I find that we're missing a lot of the feuds that build people to the main event, and the upper mid card doesn't really exist at the moment as much. Apart from occasionally when Jericho comes back, because he's very good at doing main event and mid card, so he flips between the two very well. It's one of the things that, from what I've been told and from what I know of WCW, they got it right. The main event should be the most important thing on the card, yes. But it shouldn't be the only thing on the card that anybody cares about. It's very important to have, when you're building a show, in my eyes, to have it from top to bottom feel like everything has its place. I think that's why WrestleMania 17 and WrestleMania 19 are so good, because they had such good feuds going on in the mid card and the lower card, as well as in the main event, that it felt, every part of it felt important. So it felt like if you missed any of the matches, you lost something of the whole package. And I think WWE in some ways has forgotten that. Which leads me into what I would do if I had control of the writers' room. If I had control of the writers' room, I would sit them down and split them into 4 groups. One set of writers would be for the divas. Doesn't need to be more than 2 or 3, but 2 or 3 dedicated writers for the divas. 3 or 4 dedicated writers for the tag. 5 or 6 dedicated writers for the mid card, and then the rest of the writers for the main event. And they would have weekly meetings to discuss and harmonise what was happening. Because I think at the moment, what you've got happening in the writers' room is 30 guys squabbling over the main event and forgetting about the rest of the card. And they're teaching us as WWE fans not to be interested in lower card matches, which I think is a drastic mistake. I think there's so much more that they could do with it, without because yes, you need your comedy guys, so your Santinos and sadly your Damien Sandows now, and your Zack Ryders, your jobbers and your fun guys, and then you need your solid mid carders. And the mid card is quite packed at the moment, but they're not doing anything with it. So you've got a group of really quite talented guys that could put on interesting matches, but you're not using them against each other, or you're not focusing them very well. The one thing I will say from what I've been told about NXT is NXT is doing very well at creating characters and creating interest and maintaining interest, which is a really valid, important thing. And what they need to do is they need to bring that psychology of building guys and building talent and building the card from the bottom up instead of from the top down, back into the planning structure. So that's my thoughts on this anyway. If you've got any thoughts on what I've just said, or if there's anything in particular you would like me to talk about, feel free to leave me a message. I do try and answer every single message that is left for me, even if it's just a thanks. So please do leave a comment, and I will get back to you. Thanks a lot for listening, guys. Take care. Mwah.